And you can also bypass the shipping page. So maybe your customer says, okay, everybody's going to come in and order, but everything gets shipped to the mail room at head office, and it gets distributed from there. So in which case, if you already know where everything's going, the shipping page is no longer relevant. You can bypass it. If they are going to the shipping page, you can decide what they're allowed to utilize for shipping rules. So your customer might say anybody can come in and order, but they must ship to one of these 5 locations, right? In which case you would use company address book and manual, because the user can't change that, or company address book only, sorry. But if they don't dictate, my favorite to use is both address book and manual, because what that does is that allows them to select from a drop down. If their address is not in the drop down, they can type it, and the system will save that address to the drop down for the next time they come through. And then you can spam customers until they no longer want to deal with you, or just decide on a few select times when you want to notify them on events pertaining to their order. Okay. And then welcome. So you remember a few minutes ago I said, remember, you still have to put content on your home page. This is where you would put it. So unauthenticated, this is your login page. So welcome to your custom order portal. Please log in to see your products. And then here would be the home page, where you might type something like, you know, our products are the best in the world. Please click browse products to see what they are, right? Okay, so now you remember this is a very simple editor to use. If you can use Microsoft Word, you can use this editor. And you remember a few minutes ago I told you we were looking at the messages page, and I said it takes HTML, and I'm not an HTML person. But I do like to spruce up my welcome messages and such a little bit. So if you're like me, you don't know HTML, but you like things to be a little bit level up, you can come to one of these editors. You'll find them throughout ePower, and you can type in what you want. You can upload images, you can do links, all kinds of fun stuff, and then you can click here, and there's your HTML code that you can take into the welcome messages, copy and paste into the welcome messages, and it'll display when the email goes out, just like it does here. So it's a handy way to cheat. Okay. There's also a help page you can turn on, and then there's a catalog message that you can turn on. The catalog message you would turn on by putting it into the Bootstrap, which we're going to review in a third video. URL. So this is where we would do our subdomain. So if we did something like, like this, and save, then this would be the login page for this storefront. You can do custom order fields. They'll display on the billing page. You can customize the security. So if you wanted them to have caps in their passwords and special characters and that sort of thing, you can customize it there. And you can this here is where you'd run coupons or gift cards, and if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll do a quick video on coupons and gift cards. The support portal also details how to run those. They're fairly simple and straightforward. Under emails, this is where we do the email settings. So you'll notice here the from email. The from emails will always come from orders@goepower.com. There is a way to change that if it was important to you. There's no charge to change it, but you have to put some code on your email server. So the support portal tells you, if you do a search on support.raycadtech.com and search from email settings, you'll get some information on what you have to put on your email server. And once you've put that information on the server, my friend Ralph will verify that information is correct. And once he verifies that, then this drop down will become active, and you'll have to let us know what email address you want to send from, and that'll be put in the company settings. So then we'll send from that email address. And if you've got multiple storefronts and you're doing multiple from emails, you have to make sure that we have on record all the emails that you're sending the froms from, or they won't get sent. They'll be blocked. You can change the friendly one, however. So if we wanted to change this here, it would change the friendly one. The actual URL would still be orders@goepower.com, but it would say your company name. If you want to be notified when somebody creates an account, you would click here. If you want that welcome message to automatically get sent when somebody creates an account, the one that we did in messages, then you would click here. And we touched briefly in the advanced section how you can allow for generic users. So if these were a group of users who were all using the same login, we don't have any information on them and we can't send them updates on their order. So if we turn this on and make it required or optional, then they can give us their email address, and we can then notify them of events pertaining to their order. And again, we can email ourselves and our customers on events pertaining to the storefront until we just don't want to deal with this anymore. Next, we have notifications. So, as I said in the last recording, the email address that's an @manage producer gets notified on all events pertaining to all storefronts. If you wanted other people notified on different events pertaining to this storefront, you can add them here. So, for example, if you wanted to get the on-user registration email or the file with links, that's the production email. Or you can also send, maybe your customer wants to get emailed, the manager wants to know when somebody places an order, so then you'd send them the file without links because you don't want them downloading the files. So you can just add the email address there. And you can customize your email. So if in the layout section you selected custom email, in the design section you can customize the email. So maybe there's a little more information you want to put on the email for the customer to receive, or you want to receive a little more information. Then you can come here and you can add more information in. So maybe you want the producer logo to appear on the email instead of your logo. So again, we can select from a list of keywords, producer logo. So now it'll bring in the logo that you uploaded under Manage Producer. And you want to add maybe some more text. So this is the customer email. This is the one you receive. This is the gatekeeper email. So if there's a gatekeeper, this is the one that'll get sent out. And the action email is generally just a brief email that says your order has been released, your order is in production, your order is in shipping, your order is in billing. Okay? Now, in order for a storefront to work, you need to have a shipping and a billing method. So if we're using FedEx, for example, to auto-calculate the shipping by weight, you want to make sure your products have the weight in. So we can say courier, we can charge a flat rate to mark it up a little bit. So maybe we're charging the calculated rate plus $5. It's a handling fee. We can charge a different amount for the first item in cart and a different amount for other. We can say free if more than 25 miles or kilometers, depending on the company settings. We can also link this shipping method to a product. So maybe you have certain products that are always shipped a certain way. So we can link that so it only displays when that product's in the cart. Or sorry, this is free if more than, let's say $100. And this is free if within 25-mile radius. And we can also upcharge by percentage. So maybe you just want to add a cushion into the calculated rate. We can say increase it by 15%. And then we'd say auto calculate. We'd make it active and we'd put it in. But it's not going to work because we don't have our weights in. Now, it's not quite set up yet because the next step would be to come in here and decide what rules are going to allow. Right, so FedEx ground and let's say FedEx 2-day. Okay. If you did upload, now this would work, but it would use ePower's rates. Now, if you uploaded, if you put in your FedEx account information under Manage Producer, we would then link it by clicking here. And we would see whatever we put in up in Manage Producer. We'd link it, save it, and then once that was set up, we would see a little check mark there, which would show us at a glance that it's linked. I'll add another shipping method, and I'll call it pickup. And if I just make this active and save it the way it is, it's going to work, but it's going to serve us the shipping page. So it's going to ask us for a shipping address, which isn't relevant anymore. So we're going to make this method here pickup, and then it'll bypass that shipping page. So, because it isn't relevant anymore. Okay. Next, we'll go to billing. And the storefront will not work without a billing method. So, you can set the billing method to be invoice monthly billing. And all that means is that you're doing something offline. So we can do invoice. We could also do credit card, right? And we're getting an error here because we don't have a credit card set up, right? So we want to manage up in Manage Producer. We went over how to set up a credit card processor. Monthly billing just means we're doing something offline. And then there's the billing method. So this storefront will work. So I'm going to end this recording now, and then we're going to do one last recording for you on playing with the bootstrap. Okay?